जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे, जय राम कृष्ण हरे, जय जय राम जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे, जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे, जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे, जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि, जय जय राम जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि, जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि, 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 जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम। सियावर रामचंद्र की, राधावर कृष्णचंद्र की, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम नमो नारायण, 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 ओम नमो नारायण। केशव हरि केशव हरि केशव हरि केशव, केशव हरि केशव हरि केशव हरि केशव, केशव हरि केशव हरि केशव हरि केशव, केशव हरि केशव हरि केशव हरि केशव। ओम नमो नारायण, 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 ओम नमो नारायण। माधव हरि माधव हरि माधव हरि माधव, माधव हरि माधव हरि माधव हरि माधव, माधव हरि माधव हरि माधव हरि माधव, माधव हरि माधव हरि माधव हरि माधव। ओम नमो नारायण, ओम नमो नारायण, ओम नमो नारायण, ओम नमो नारायण। गोविंद हरि गोविंद हरि गोविंद हरि गोविंद, गोविंद हरि गोविंद हरि गोविंद हरि गोविंद, गोविंद हरि गोविंद हरि गोविंद हरि गोविंद, गोविंद हरि गोविंद हरि गोविंद हरि गोविंद। ओम नमो नारायण, 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 ओम नमो नारायण। केशव हरि केशव हरि केशव हरि केशव, केशव हरि केशव हरि केशव हरि केशव, माधव हरि माधव हरि माधव हरि माधव, माधव हरि माधव हरि माधव हरि माधव। गोविंद हरि गोविंद हरि गोविंद हरि गोविंद, गोविंद हरि गोविंद हरि गोविंद हरि गोविंद। ओम नमो नारायण, ओम नमो नारायण, ओम नमो नारायण, नारायण ॐ नमो 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 नारायण। ये श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।
Hari Om everyone. Can you all hear me clearly? Good to see all of you. From Navaratri starts the season of celebrations and it doesn't stop. So I'm sure your houses are flooded with a lot of goodies to munch on, to share upon. And the winter sets in, so exercise also goes down. So with happy Deepavali, happy few extra pounds also. So we will begin today with Lalita Sahasranama, invocation Lalita Sahasranama, and then we will be looking in the 9th chapter of Bhagavatam, where we will be doing the Dhruva stuti. We have already touched upon it elaborately, so we will be going through it in a 1 hour span. So let me see how I accomplish it. But that's what is the plan of the day. So we'll start with the invocation. Join me along. सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं सिन्दूरारुणविग्रहां त्रिनयनां माणिक्यमौली स्फुरत् तारानायकशेखरां स्मितमुखीमापीनवक्षोरुहां पाणिभ्यां मलिपूर्णरत्नचषकं रक्तोत्पलं बिभ्रतीं सौम्यां रत्नघटस्थरक्तचरणां ध्यायेत् परामम्बिकाम् अरुणां करुणातरङ्गिताक्षीं धृतपाशाङ्कुशपुष्पबाणचापाम् अणिमादिभिरावृतां मयूखैः अहमित्येव विभावये भवानीं ध्यायेत् पद्मासनस्थां विकसितवदनां पद्मपत्रायताक्षीं हेमाभां पीतवस्त्रां करकलितलसद्धेमपद्मां वराङ्गीं सर्वालङ्कारयुक्तां सततमभयदां भक्तनम्रां भवानीं श्रीविद्यां शान्तमूर्तिं सकलसुरनुतां सर्वसम्पत्प्रदात्रीं सकुङ्कुमविलेपनामलिकचुम्बिकस्तूरिकां समन्दहसितेक्षणां सशर्चापपाशाङ्कुशाम् अशेषजनमोहिनीम् अरुणमाल्यभूषाम्बरां जपा कुसुमभासुरां जपविदौ स्मरेदम्बिकाम्। ॐ श्रीमाता श्रीमहाराज्ञी श्रीमत्सिंहासनेश्वरी चिदग्निकुण्डसम्भूता देवकार्यसमुद्यता उद्यद्भानुसहस्राभा चतुर्बाहुसमन्विता रागस्वरूपपाषाढ्या क्रोधाकाराङ्कुशोज्ज्वला मनोरूपेषु गोदण्डा पञ्चतन्मात्रसायका निजारुणप्रभापूरा मज्जद्ब्रह्माण्डमण्डला चम्पकाशोकपुन्नागसौगन्धिकलसत्कचा कुरुविन्दमनिश्रेणी कनत्कोटीरमण्डिता अष्टमी चन्द्रविभ्राजदलिकस्थलशोभिता मुखचन्द्रकलङ्कावा मृगनाभिविशेषका वदनस्मरमाङ्गल्य गृहतोरणचिल्लिका वक्तलक्ष्मीपरिवाहा चलन्मीनाभलोचना नवचम्पकपुष्पाभा नासादण्डविराजिता ताराकान्तितिरस्कारी नासाभरणभासुरा कदम्बमञ्जरीक्लुप्तकर्णपूरमनोहरा ताटङ्कयुगलीभूता तपनोडुपमण्डला पद्मरागशिलादर्श परिभाविकपोलभूः नवविद्रुमबिम्बश्रीनक्कारिरदनच्छदा शुद्धविद्याङ्कुराकारा द्विजपङ्क्तिद्वयोज्ज्वला कर्पूरवीटिकामोदा समाकर्षिदिगन्तरा निजसल्लापमाधुर्य विनिर्भत्सितकच्छपी मन्दस्मितप्रभापूरा मज्जत्कामेशमानसा अनाकलितसादृश्या चिबुकश्रीविराजिता कामेशबद्धमाङ्गल्य सूत्रशोभितकन्दरा कनकाङ्गदकेयूरा कमनीयभुजान्विता रत्नग्रैवेयचिन्ता कलोलमुक्ता फलान्विता कामेश्वरप्रेमरत्नमणिप्रतिपनस्तनी नाभ्यालवालरोमाली लताफलकुचद्वयी लक्षरोमलताधारतासमुन्नेयमध्यमा स्तनभारदलन्मध्य पट्टबन्धवलित्रया अरुणारुणकौस्तुम्भ वस्त्रभास्वत्कटीतटी रत्नकिङ्किणिकारम्य रशनादामभूषिता कामेशज्ञातसौभाग्यमार्दवोरुद्वयान्विता माणिक्यमकुटाकार जानुद्वयविराजिता इन्द्रगोपपरिक्षिप्ता स्मरत्तूर्णाभजङ्गिका गूढगुल्फा कूर्मपृष्ठा जयिष्णुप्रपदान्विता नखधीतिथिसञ्चन्ना नमज्जनतमो गुणा पदद्वयप्रभाजाला पराकृतसरोरुहा सिञ्जानमणिमञ्जीरमण्डितश्रीपदाम्बुजा मरालीमन्दगमना महालावण्यशेवधिः सर्वारुणानवद्याङ्गी सर्वाभरणभूषिता शिवकामेश्वराङ्कस्था शिवा स्वाधीनवल्लभा सुमेरुमध्यशङ्कस्था श्रीमन्नगरनायिका चिन्तामणिगृहान्तस्था पञ्चब्रह्मासनस्थिता महापद्माटवी संस्था कदम्बवनवासिनी सुधासागरमध्यस्था कामाक्षी कामदायिनी देवर्षिगणसङ्घाता स्तूयमानात्मवैभवा भण्डासुरवधोद्युक्ता शक्तिसेना समन्विता संपत्करी समारूढ़ सिंधुरव्रतसेविता अश्वारूढ़ाधिष्ठिताश्व कोटिकोटिभिरावृता चक्रराजरथारूढ़ सर्वायुधपरिष्कृता गेयचक्ररथारूढ़ा मंत्रिणी परिसेविता गिरिचक्ररथारूढ़ दंडनाथा पुरस्कृता ज्वालामालिनिकाक्षिप्तवह्निप्राकारमध्यगा भण्डसैन्यवधोद्युक्ता शक्तिविक्रमहर्षिता नित्यापराक्रमाटोपा निरीक्षणसमुत्सुका भण्डपुत्रवधोद्युक्ता बाला विक्रमनन्दिता मंत्रिण्यंबा विरचिता विषंगवदतोषिता विशुक्रप्राणहरणा वाराही वीर्यनंदिता कामेश्वरमुखालोक कल्पित श्रीगणेश्वरा महागणेश निर्भिन्ना विघ्नयंत्रप्रहर्षिता भंडा सुरेंद्र निर्मुक्ता शस्त्रप्रत्यस्त्रवर्षिणी करांगुलिनखोत्पन्ना नारायणदशाकृतिः महापाशुपतास्त्राग्नि निर्दग्धासुरसैनिका कामेश्वरास्त्र निर्दग्धा सभण्डासुरशून्यका ब्रह्मोपेन्द्र महेन्द्रादि देवसंस्तुतवैभवा हर नेत्राग्नि संदग्ध काम संजीवनौषधि श्रीमद्वाग्भवकूटैका स्वरूपमुखपङ्कजा कंठादक्कटिपर्यन्त मध्यकूटस्वरूपिणी शक्तिकूटैकतापन्ना कट्यदोभागधारिणी मूलमन्त्रात्मिका मूलकूटत्रैकलेवरा कुलामृतैकरसिका कुलसङ्केतपालिनी कुलांगना कुल अंतस्था कौलिनी कुल योगिनी अकुल असमय अंतस्था समय आचार तत्परा मूलाधारैक निलया ब्रह्मग्रंथि विभेदिनी मणिपूरांतरुदिता विष्णुग्रंथि विभेदिनी आज्ञा चक्रांतरालस्था रुद्रग्रंथि विभेदिनी सहस्रारांबुजारूढ़ा सुधासाराभिवर्षिणी तडिल्लता समरुचि षट्चक्रोपरि संस्थिता महाशक्ति कुंडलिनी विसतंतुतनीयसी भवानी भावनागम्या भवारण्यकुठारिका भद्रप्रिया भद्रमूर्तिर्भक्त सौभाग्यदायिनी भक्तिप्रिया भक्तिगम्या भक्तिवश्या भयापहा शांभवी शारदाराध्या शर्वाणी शर्मदायिनी शांकरी श्रीकरी साध्वी शरच्चंद्र निभानना शातोदरी शांतिमती निराधारा निरंजना निर्लेपा निर्मला नित्या निराकारा निराकुला निर्गुणा निष्कला शांता निष्कामा निरुपप्लवा नित्यमुक्ता निर्विकारा निष्प्रपंचा निराश्रया नित्यशुद्धा नित्यबुद्धा निरवध्या निरंतरा निष्कारणा निष्कलंका निरुपाधिर्निरीश्वरा नीरागारा गमथनी निर्मता मदनाशिनी निश्चिंता निरहंकारा निर्मोहा मोहनाशिनी निर्ममा ममता हंत्री निष्पापा पापनाशिनी निष्क्रोधा क्रोधशमनी निर्लोभा लोभनाशिनी निस्संशया संशयग्नि निर्भवा भवनाशिनी निर्विकल्पा निराबाधा निर्भेदा भेदनाशिनी निर्नाशा मृत्युमथनी निष्क्रिया निष्परिग्रहा निस्तुला नीलचिकुरा निरपाया निरत्यया दुर्लभा दुर्गमा दुर्गा दुःखहंती सुखप्रदा दुष्टदूरा दुराचारा शमनी दोषवर्जिता सर्वज्ञा सांद्रकरुणा समानाधिकवर्जिता सर्वशक्तिमयी सर्वमंगला सद्गतिप्रदा सर्वेश्वरी सर्वमयी सर्वमंत्रस्वरूपिणी सर्वयंत्रात्मिका सर्वतंत्ररूपा मनोन्मनी माहेश्वरी महादेवी महालक्ष्मीर्मृडप्रिया महारूपा महापूज्या महापातकनाशिनी महामाया महासत्वा महाशक्तिर्महारथिः महाभोगा महेश्वर्या महावीर्या महाबला महाबुद्धिर्महासिद्धिर्महायोगेश्वरेश्वरी महातंत्रा महामंत्रा महायंत्रा महासना महायागक्रमाराध्या महाभैरवपूजिता महेश्वर महाकल्पा महातांडवसाक्षिणी महाकामेश महिषी महात्रिपुरसुंदरी चतुष्षष्टिपचाराढ्या चतुष्षष्टिकलामयी महाचतुष्षष्टिकोटि योगिनी गणसेविता मनुविद्या चंद्रविद्या चंद्रमंडलमध्यगा चारुरूपा चारुहासा चारुचंद्रकलाधरा चराचर जगन्नाथा चक्रराजनिकेतना पार्वती पद्मनयना पद्मराग समप्रभा पंचप्रेता सनासीना पंचब्रह्मस्वरूपिणी चिन्मयी परमानंदा विज्ञान घनरूपिणी ध्यान ध्यात्र ध्येय रूपा धर्माधर्म विवर्जिता विश्वरूपा जागरिणी स्वपंथी तेजसात्मिका सुप्ता प्राज्ञात्मिका तुर्या सर्वावस्था विवर्जिता सृष्टिकर्त्री ब्रह्मरूपा गोप्त्री गोविंदरूपिणी संहारिणी रुद्ररूपा तिरोधानकरीश्वरी सदाशिवानुग्रहदा पंचकृत्यपरायणा भानुमंडल मध्यस्था भैरवी भगमालिनी पद्मासना भगवती पद्मनाभ सहोदरी उन्मेषनिमिषोत्पन्न विपन्न भुवनावली सहस्रशीर्षवदना सहस्राक्षी सहस्रपात आब्रह्मकीटजननी वर्णाश्रम विधायिनी निजाज्ञारूप निगमा पुण्या पुण्यफलप्रदा श्रुतिसीमंत सिंदूरी कृतपादाब्जधूलिका पुरुषार्थप्रदा पूर्ण सकलागम संदोह शुक्ति संपुट मुक्तिका पुरुषार्थप्रदा पूर्णा भोगिनी भुवनेश्वरी अंबिकानादि निधना हरिब्रह्मेन्द्र सेविता नारायणी नादरूपा नामरूप विवर्जिता ह्रींकारी ह्रीमती हृदया हेयोपादेयवर्जिता राजराजार्चिता राज्ञी रम्या राजीवलोचना रंजनी रमणीरस्या रणत् किंकिनी मेखला रमा राकेन्दुवदना रतिरूपा रतिप्रिया रक्षाकरी राक्षसग्नि रामा रमणलंपटा काम्या कामकलारूपा कदम्ब कुसुमप्रिया कल्याणी जगती कंदा करुणा रससागरा कलावती कलालापा कांता कादंबरी प्रिया वरदा वामनयना वारुणी मदविह्वला विश्वादिका वेदवेद्या विंध्याचल निवासिनी विधात्री वेद जननी विष्णुमाया विलासिनी क्षेत्रस्वरूपा क्षेत्रेशी क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञपालिनी क्षयवृद्धि विनिर्मुक्ता क्षेत्रपाल समर्चिता विजया विमला वंद्या वंदारुजनवत्सला वाग्वादिनी वामकेशी वह्निमंडलवासिनी भक्तिमत्कल्पलतिका पशुपाश विमोचनी संहृताशेष पाषंड सदाचार प्रवर्तिका तापत्रयाग्निसंतप्ता समाह्लादनचंद्रिका तरुणी तापसाराध्या तनुमध्या तमोपहा चितिस्तत्पदलक्षार्था चिदेकरसरूपिणी स्वात्मानंदल विभूता ब्रह्माद्यानंद संततिः परा प्रत्यक्षितिरूपा पश्यन्ती परदेवता मध्यमा वैखरी रूपा भक्तमानसंसिका कामेश्वर प्राणनाड़ी कृतज्ञ कामपूजिता श्रृंगार रस संपूर्ण जया जालंधर स्थिता ओड्यानपीठ निलया बिंदुमंडलवासिनी रहो यागक्रमाराध्या रहस्तर्पण तर्पिता सद्य प्रसादिनी विश्वसाक्षिणी साक्षिवर्जिता षडंग देवता युक्ता षाड्गुण्य परिपूरिता नित्यक्लिन्ना निरुपमा निर्वाण सुखदायिनी नित्या षोडशिका रूपा श्रीकंठार्ध शरीरिणी प्रभावती प्रभारूपा प्रसिद्धा परमेश्वरी मूल प्रकृतिरव्यक्ता व्यक्ता व्यक्तस्वरूपिणी व्यापिनी विविधाकारा विद्या विद्यास्वरूपिणी महाकामेश नयना कुमुदाह्लाद कौमुदी भक्तहारतमोभेदा भानुमद्भानुसंततिः शिवदूती शिवाराध्या शिवमूर्तिशिवंकरी शिवप्रिया शिवपरा शिष्टेष्टा शिष्टपूजिता अप्रमेया स्वप्रकाशा मनोवाचामगोचरा चिच्छक्तिश्चेतनारूपा जडशक्तिर्जडात्मिका गायत्री व्याहृति संध्या द्विजवृंद निषेविता तत्वासना तत्वमयी पंचकोशांतरस्थिता निस्सीमहिमानित्य यौवनामदशालिनी मदघूर्णित रक्ताक्षी मदपाटलगंडभूः चंदनद्रव दिग्धांगी चांपेय कुसुमप्रिया कुशला कोमलाकारा कुरुकुल्लाकुलेश्वरी कुलकुंडालया कौलमार्गतत्परसेविता कुमारगणनाथांबा तुष्टिपुष्टिर्मतिधृतिः शान्तिस्वस्तिमती कान्तिर्नन्दिनी विघ्ननाशिनी तेजोवदी त्रिनयना लोलाक्षी कामरूपिणी मालिनी हंसिनी माता मलयाचलवासिनी सुमुखी नलिनी शुभ्रुशोभना सुरनायिका कालकंठी कांतिमती क्षोभिणी सूक्ष्मरूपिणी वज्रेश्वरी वामदेवी वयोवस्था विवर्जिता सिद्धेश्वरी सिद्धविद्या सिद्धमाता यशस्विनी विशुद्धिचक्रनिलया रक्तवर्णा त्रिलोचना खट्वांगादिप्रहरणा वदनैकसमन्विता पायसान्नप्रिया त्वक्स्था पशुलोकभयंकरी अमृतादिमहाशक्ति संवृता डाकिनीश्वरी अनाहताब्जनिलया श्यामा भावतनद्वया दंष्टोज्ज्वलाक्षमालादि धरा रुधिर संसिता कालरात्र्यादिशक्त्योगा वृता सिंधौधन प्रिया महावीरेन्द्र वरदा राकिन्यंबा स्वरूपिणी मणिपूराब्ज निलया वदन त्रय संयुता वज्रादिकायुधोपेता डामर्यादिभिरावृता रक्तवर्णा मांसनिष्ठा गुणान्न प्रीतमानसा समस्त भक्त सुगदा लाकिन्यंबा स्वरूपिणी स्वाधिष्ठानां भुजगता चतुर्वक्त्र मनोहरा शूलाद्यायुध संपन्ना पीतवर्णातिकर्विता मेदोनिष्ठा मधुप्रीता बन्धिन्यादिसमन्विता दध्यन्नासक्त हृदया काकिनी रूपधारिणी मूलाधाराम्भुजारूढ़ा पंचवक्त्रास्त्र संस्थिता अंकुशादि प्रहरणा वरदादिनिषेविता मुद्गौदनासक्तचित्ता साकिन्यंबा स्वरूपिणी आज्ञाचक्राब्जनिलया शुक्लवर्णा षडानना मज्जा संस्था हंसवती मुख्यशक्ति समन्विता हरिद्रानैकरसिका हाकिनी रूपधारिणी सहस्रदल पद्मस्था सर्ववर्णोपशोभिता सर्वायुधधरा शुक्ला संस्थिता सर्वतोमुखी सर्वौदन प्रीतचित्ता याकिन्यंबा स्वरूपिणी स्वाहा स्वधा मतिर्मेधा श्रुतिस्मृतिरनुत्तमा पुण्यकीर्ति पुण्यलभ्या पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तना पुलोमजार्चिता बंधमोचनी बंधुरालका विमर्शरूपिणी विद्या वेदादिजगत्प्रसूः सर्वव्याधिप्रशमनी सर्वमृत्युनिवारिणी अग्रगण्या चिन्त्यरूपा कलिकल्मषनाशिनी कात्यायनी कालहन्त्री कमलाक्षनिषेविता ताम्बूलपूरितमुखी दाडिमी कुसुमप्रभा मृगाक्षी मोहिनी मुख्या मृडानी मित्ररूपिणी नित्यतृप्ता भक्तनिधिर्यंत्री निखिलेश्वरी मैत्र्यादिवासनालभ्या महाप्रलयसाक्षिणी पराशक्ति परानिष्ठा प्रज्ञान घनरूपिणी माध्वीपानाल सामत्ता मातृका वर्णरूपिणी महाकैलास निलया मृणाल मृदुदोर्लता महनीया दयामूर्तिर्महासाम्राज्यशालिनी आत्मविद्या महाविद्या श्रीविद्या कामसेविता श्रीषोडशाक्षरी विद्या त्रिकूटा कामकोटिका कटाक्षकिंकरीभूता कमला कोटिसेविता शिरस्थिता चंद्रनिभा भालस्तेन्द्रधनुप्रभा हृदयस्तार विप्रख्या त्रिकोणांतरदीपिका दाक्षायणी दैत्यहंत्री दक्षयज्ञविनाशिनी दरांदोलित दीर्घाक्षी दरहासोज्ज्वलन्मुखी गुरुमूर्तिर्गुणनिधिर्गोमाता गुहजन्मभूः देवेशी दंडनिधिस्था दहराकाशरूपिणी प्रतिपन्मुख्य राकांता तिथिमंडलपूजिता कलात्मिका कलानाथा काव्यालाप विनोदिनी सचामर रमावाणी सव्यदक्षिणसेविता आदिशक्तिरमेयात्मा परमापावनाकृतिः अनेककोटि ब्रह्मांड जननी दिव्यविग्रह क्लींकारी केवला गुह्या कैवल्यपददायिनी त्रिपुराति जगद्वन्द्या त्रिमूर्तिर्सदशेश्वरी त्र्यक्षरी दिव्यगंधाढ्या सिंदूरतिलकांचिता उमाशैलेन्द्रतनया गौरी गंधर्वसेविता विश्वगर्भा स्वर्णगर्भा वरदा वागदीश्वरी ध्यानगम्या परिच्छेद्या ज्ञानदा ज्ञानविग्रह सर्ववेदांत संवेद्या सत्यानंदस्वरूपिणी लोपामुद्रार्चिता लीला क्लुप्त ब्रह्मांडमंडला अदृश्यादृशरहिता विज्ञात्री वेद्यवर्जिता योगिनी योगदा योग्या योगानंदा युगंधरा इच्छाशक्ति ज्ञानशक्ति क्रियाशक्ति स्वरूपिणी सर्वाधारा सुप्रतिष्ठा सदसद्रूपधारिणी अष्टमूर्तिरजाजयत्री लोकयात्रा विधायिनी ఏకాకిని భూమరూపా నిర్ద్వైతాద్వైతవర్జిత అన్నదా వసుదా వృద్ధా బ్రహ్మాత్మైక్యస్వరూపిణి బృహతి బ్రాహ్మణి బ్రాహ్మీ బ్రహ్మానందావళి ప్రియా భాషారూపా బృహత్సేనా భావాభావ వివర్జిత సుఖారాధ్యా శుభకరీ శోభనా సులభాగతి రాజరాజేశ్వరి రాజ్యదాయిని రాజ్యవల్లభ రాజత్కృపా రాజపీఠ నివేశిత నిజాశ్రిత రాజ్యలక్ష్మీ కోశనాథ చతురంగవలేశ్వరి సామ్రాజ్యదాయిని సత్యసంధా సాగరమేఖలా దీక్షితాదైత శమని సర్వలోక అవశంకరి సర్వార్థదాత్రి సావిత్రి సచ్చిదానందరూపిణి దేశకాలా పరిచ్ఛిన్న సర్వగా సర్వమోహిని సరస్వతి శాస్త్రమయీ గుహాంబా గుహ్యరూపిణి సర్వోపాధి నిర్ముక్త సదాశివపతివ్రత సంప్రదాయేశ్వరి సాధ్వి గురుమండలరూపిణి కులోత్తీర్ణా భగ ఆరాధ్య మాయా మధుమతీమహీ గణాంబా గుహ్యకారాధ్య కోమలాంగీ గురుప్రియా స్వతంత్ర సర్వతంత్రేషి దక్షిణామూర్తిరూపిణి సనకాది సమారాధ్య శివజ్ఞానప్రదాయిని చిత్కలానందకలికా ప్రేమరూప ప్రియంకరి నామపారాయణ ప్రీత నంది విద్యానటేశ్వరి మిథ్యా జగదధిష్టాన్న ముక్తిదాముక్తిరూపిణి లాస్య ప్రియా లయకరి లజ్జారంభాదివందిత భవదావసుధా వృష్టి పాపారణ్యదవానల దౌర్భాగ్యతూల వాతూల జరాద్వాంతర్విభ్రవా భాగ్యాబ్దిచంద్రికా భక్త చిత్తకేకి ఘనాఘన రోగపర్వత దంబోలిర్మృత్యుదారు కుఠారిక మహేశ్వరి మహాకాళీ మహాగ్రాసా మహాశన అపర్ణా చండికా చండముండాసురనిషూదిని క్షరాక్షరాత్మిక సర్వలోకేశి విశ్వధారిణి త్రివర్గదాత్రి సుభగా త్రింబకా త్రిగుణాత్మిక స్వర్గాపవర్గదా శుద్ధా జపా పుష్పనిభాకృతి ఓజోవతి ధృతిధరా యజ్ఞరూపా ప్రియవ్రత దురారాధ్యా దురాధర్షా పాటలీ కుసుమప్రియా మహతీమేరు నిలయా మందార కుసుమప్రియా వీరారాధ్యా విరాడ్రూపా విరజా విశ్వతోముఖి ప్రత్యగ్రూపా పరాకాశ ప్రాణదా ప్రాణరూపిణి మార్తాండభైరవారాధ్యా మంత్రిణ్యస్తరాజ్యధూః త్రిపురేషి జయత్సేనా నిస్త్రైగుణ్యా పరాపరా సత్యజ్ఞానానందరూపా సామరస్య పరాయణ కపర్దిని కలామాల కామధుక్కామరూపిణి కళానిధి కావ్యకళా రసజ్ఞ రససేవది పుష్టా పురాతనా పూజ్య పుష్కరా పుష్కరేక్షణ పరంజ్యోతి పరంధామ పరమాణుపరాత్పరా పాశహస్తా పాశహంత్రి పరమంత్ర విభేదిని మూర్తా మూర్తా నిత్యతృప్తా మునిమానసంసిక సత్యవ్రత సత్యరూప సర్వాంతర్యామిని సతి బ్రహ్మాణి బ్రహ్మజననీ బహురూపా ఉదార్చిత ప్రసవిత్రి ప్రచండాజ్ఞా ప్రతిష్ఠా ప్రకటాకృతి ప్రాణేశ్వరి ప్రాణదాత్రి పంచాశత్పీఠరూపిణి విశృంఖలా వివిక్తస్థా వీరమాతా వియత్ప్రసూః ముకుందా ముక్తినిలయా మూల విగ్రహరూపిణి భావజ్ఞా భవరోగగ్ని భవచక్ర ప్రవర్తని ఛందస్సారా శాస్త్రసారా మంత్రసారా తలోదరి ఉదారకీర్తిరుద్దామ వైభవ వర్ణరూపిణి జన్మ మృత్యుజరాతప్త జన విశ్రాంతిదాయిని సర్వోపనిషదుద్ఘుష్ట శాంత్యాతీత కళాత్మిక గంభీరాగనాంతస్థ గర్విత గానలోలుప కల్పనారహిత కాష్ఠా కాంతా కాంతార్ధవిగ్రహ కార్యకారణ నిర్ముక్త కామకేలీతరంగిత కనత్కనకతాటంక లీలా విగ్రహధారిణి అజాక్షయ వినిర్ముక్త ముగ్ధ క్షిప్రప్రసాదిని అంతర్ముఖ సమారాధ్య బహిర్ముఖ సుదుర్లభ త్రయీ త్రివర్గ నిలయా త్రిస్థా త్రిపురమాలిని నిరామయా నిరాలంబా స్వాత్మా రామా సుధాశ్రుతి సంసార పంక నిర్మగ్న సముద్ధరణ పండిత యజ్ఞప్రియా యజ్ఞకర్త్రి యజమానస్వరూపిణి ధర్మాధారాధన అధ్యక్ష ధనధాన్య వివర్ధిని విప్రప్రియా విప్రరూప విశ్వభ్రమణకారిణి విశ్వగ్రాస విద్రుమాభ వైష్ణవి విష్ణురూపిణి అయో నిర్యో నిలయా కూటస్థాకులరూపిణి వీరగోష్ఠీ ప్రియా వీర నైష్కర్మ్యానాదరూపిణి విజ్ఞానకలనాకల్య విదగ్ధావైందవాసన తత్వాదికా తత్వమయీ తత్వమర్థస్వరూపిణి సామగాన ప్రియా సౌమ్య సదాశివకుటుంబిని సవ్యాపసవ్య మార్గస్థా సర్వాపద్వినివారిణి స్వస్థా స్వభావ మధురా ధీరాధీర సమర్చిత చైతన్యార్ఘ సమారాధ్య చైతన్య కుసుమప్రియ సదోదిత సదాదుష్ట తరుణాదిత్యపాటల దక్షిణాదక్షిణ ఆరాధ్య దరస్మేరముఖాంబుజ కౌలిని కేవల అనర్ఘ్య కైవల్యపదదాయిని స్తోత్రప్రియా సుతిమతి శృతి సంస్కృత వైభవ మనస్విని మానవతి మహేషి మంగళాకృతి విశ్వమాతా జగద్ధాత్రి విశాలాక్షి విరాగిని ప్రగల్భా పరమోదారా పరామోదా మనోమయీ వ్యోమకేశి విమానస్థ వజ్రిని వామకేశ్వరి పంచయజ్ఞప్రియా పంచప్రేతమంచాధిశాయిని పంచమీ పంచభూతేషి పంచసంఖ్యోపచారిణి శాశ్వతి శాశ్వతైశ్వర్య శర్మదా శంభుమోహిని ధరాధరసుతాధన్యా ధర్మిణి ధర్మవర్ధిని लोकातीता गुणातीता सर्वातीता शमात्मिका बंधु कुसुम प्रज्ञा बाला लीला विनोदिनी सुमंगली सुखगरी सुवेशाढ्या सुवासिनी सुवासिन्यर्चन प्रीता शोभना शुद्धमानसा बिंदुदर्पण संतुष्टा पूर्वजा त्रिपुरांबिका दशमुद्रा समाराध्या त्रिपुरा श्रीवशंकरी ज्ञानमुद्रा ज्ञानगम्या ज्ञानज्ञेय स्वरूपिणी योनि मुद्रा त्रिखंडेशी त्रिगुण अंबा त्रिकोणगा अनघाद्भुत चारित्र्या वांछिता अर्थप्रदायिनी अभ्यासादिश अज्ञाता षडध्वातीत रूपिणी अव्याज करुणा मूर्तिरज्ञानध्वांत दीपिका आबाल गोप विदिता सर्वानुल्यंग शासन श्रीचक्राज निलया श्रीमत् त्रिपुर सुंदरी श्री शिवा शिव शक्त्यैक्या रूपिणी ललितांबिका एवं श्री ललिता देव्या नाम्नां साहस्रकं जगुः इति श्री ब्रह्मांड पुराणे उत्तरखंडे श्री हयग्रीवागस्य संवादे श्री ललिता सहस्रनाम स्तोत्र कथनं संपूर्णम्. I will just be back. Give me a minute. Hari Om. Can you all hear me? Awesome. We will go through the invocation of Bhagavatam. Please join me. सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः. यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं वैपायनो विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतः चार्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः. तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयः यत्र सर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. धर्मः प्रोजितकैतवोऽत्र परमः निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम्. श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यते त्रिकृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात्. निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. Dhruva Maharaj was doing Prachanda Ghor Tapas. That is, he was Jitasana, Jitashvasa, to such a point wherein his Vyashti, the individual prana, merged with the Samashti prana, and he had developed, or he had gotten into this tapas process wherein he would take the kumbhaka. Kumbhaka is to retain the air within. Rechaka is to fill, and kumbhaka is to retain it inside. Antar Kumbhaka. Bahir Kumbhaka is outside. So when he would do, at least if he had done the Bahir Kumbhaka, the 14 worlds would not have been threatened. But he would do a long stand of the Antar Kumbhaka. The 14 worlds started trembling for the air to breathe because it was stambita, it was blocked. And the tapas was so intense that he thought even to get out to eat even a leaf over few months, he thought it to be the disturbance. We keep asking, right? Swamiji, I have done all this chanting. Why is it that nothing is happening? I have done this, I have done that. Why is it? See, ours is like Bhagwan, Prarthana, Puja, Japa, Dhyana, all of this is a part of the schedule, which is not bad, but it is a part of the schedule. It's a beginning. And we are on a schedule wherein there are other things in priority as well. But for Dhruva, even eating, breathing, and drinking water were like a hindrance in his sadhana, that he took it very seriously and dedicated his entire time only in Bhagavad Chintana. That intensity, that dedication, that which this 5-year-old Balaka, a little kid, had, if we can develop even an ounce of that Shraddha, ounce of that dedication, I think we will forge ahead in our Bhakti Nishtha, miles ahead in our sadhana. Anyway, the Devatas reached to Bhagwan Sri Hari and said, Ayoyo, this little kid is going to tremble us all down. Bhagwan, all that it takes is you giving him darshan. So there was the lobby pressure on Bhagwan also. All these people went and lobbied for Dhruva. So Bhagwan said, don't worry, his punya paripaka has happened and I will go give him darshan and give you the air. So Bhagwan said, Ma bhaishtabalam tapaso. This is in the 8th chapter, last shloka. Hey little kid, the son of Uttanapada, you have merged with that totality, and that totality is my Swarupa only, and in that Nishtha you have attained the purity. So please come out of your tapas. That way, the prana nirodha that you have done, you can breathe again, and the rest of the world can also breathe some fresh air. Now in the 9th chapter, Maitreya Ji says that as soon as Bhagwan, his voice reached to Dhruva, where Bhagwan appeared on his Sahasrashirshapi tato Garutmata Madhorvanam. So into the Madhuvana where he was doing that tapas, on the Garutmata, on the Garudji, Bhagwan with his Sahasrashirsha, he appeared in front of Dhruva. That Sri Hari, who is the sustainer of this entire creation, with the tapas of Dhruva, was as though summoned right in front of that Bhakta. Imagine, we have to be in his presence, but now Bhagwan is in the presence of this great devotee. And having come in front of Dhruva, that Dhruva, how was he? In his tapas, he was glowing and radiating, completely famished, but the face was radiating with all his austere tapas and glowing like none of these creams or anything will match. It was the Brahma Tejas. And that Brahma Tejas was glowing through that little kid, already an innocent kid. And in that innocence, if there is that radiating glow of Brahma Tejas, it was a drishya to watch. And he was still in his closed eyes, and Bhagwan had penetrated into his heart, and he was seeing Bhagwan. And this was a drishya which was like unimagined ever. And suddenly, out of that suddenness of the impact of this drishya, he opened his eyes. And then, seeing Bhagwan right in front of him, he immediately dandavat pranamya. Third shloka, second line. Vavandatangam vinimaya dandavat. So when we see Bhagwan, Guru, elders, parents, the first thing that we have to do is do the namaskar at their feet. So as soon as he saw Bhagwan, he, Sashtanga Dandavat Pranam. Sashtanga, Shirasa, Urasa. So your head has to touch the ground. And then sometimes, people do a push-up kind of a motion wherein their hands, the body is not even touching. So the head has to touch and your hands have to be in front of your head on the floor, both the legs together. So all the 8 limbs. So therefore you even turn your head on both sides so that the ears also touch, thereby offering the entire presence into the Sharanagati of that Bhagwan in front of him. So Dandavat Pranamya, Vinamya, he again was like completely lean into that process of offering himself into Bhagwan. So Bhagwan very lovingly tapped his shoulders, picked that kid up, and he wanted to speak. It happens, right? You're up, you're awake, but you have not spoken with anybody for the whole morning, and suddenly somebody calls or somebody talks to you, and you're like, like you have to clear your throat and then try speaking, and it comes little hoarse. Imagine this kid who has been in that silence, deeply absorbed for months at end, for 6 months to be precise. He wanted to say, but his speech was not cooperating with him. So Bhagwan, he took his shankha and on his cheeks with that shankha, he, touched and, very softly went over his cheeks, and Dhruva suddenly, his eyes started overflowing with tears. His heart started overflowing with Kritagnyata Bhava, and after having been touched by Bhagwan, the fourth, Pasparsha Balam Krupaya Kapole. Bhagwan touched very gently with the Shankha on the cheek of this little kid. So as soon as that sparsha happened, Dhruva got his vani, his speech back, and Dhruva started his stuti of Bhagavan. One of the most beautiful stutis. Yontah pravishya mamamacha vimam prasuptam sanjeevayatyakila shaktidhara swadhamna. He said, "O Bhagavan, just like how you touched and my speech has been enabled, similarly, in and through all this creation, it is you who, as though, touch us all, the entire creation, and we wake up from our slumber to be able to cognize and actively participate. And to such Bhagavan, who is the very Chetana Tattva of every being, Pranaman Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhyam, to that Adhara Bhuta, to that substratum of every being, I salute." There is no I there. Salutations are offered. And who are you, Bhagavan? He says, Ekastvameva Bhagavan idamatma shaktya. The experience, though, is of the Saguna Sakara right in front of his eyes. He says, though you have chosen to express yourself in this particular form, O Bhagavan, you are one without a second, formless substratum of this creation. And with your Atma Shakti, Maya Shakti expresses, and through Maya Shakti Mahat Ityadi expresses, Srishtva Anuvishya. And as this Maya Shakti creates, it is you alone who become the very core of everything that which is created. It's very dharma. And you express in this Naneva Darusha Vibhavasu with Vibhasi. In and through this multitude of expressions, it is you alone that is expressing. And then he says, in fact, even Brahmaji, the creator that created all of this, as soon as he was expressed into this creation, he looked all around and then finally understood that he has to take the refuge at your feet. Having taken refuge at your feet, that Brahmaji started creating this Manohara Srishti, this beautiful creation. And it is at this feet of yours, Tavapada Moolam, many of those who are Mukta Purusha also, they come to your feet and take complete Sharanagati in. To such feet, that which is the Adhara of the entire creation which this Brahmaji has created and Mukta Purushas take refuge in, I have the opportunity and the sacred blessings to directly be able to touch those feet and feel Kritartha. And then he says, in the next one, at a 5-year-old, it is the same thing like how Nachiketa says in Bhagavatam to Dharmaraja, Yamaraja. He says there in Kathopanishad, Nachiketa says, Shvobhava Martyasya Dantagaitat. Everything is very transitory in nature, and we spend our entire life, energy, resources, and our ahankara is so engrossed in maintaining this identity and its value, its worth, its competence, its competition, its comparisons, feeling valued, feeling all of this. He says the similar concept here he brings is all of this Maya Jagat that Bhagavan you have created. We, instead of focusing on you, we focus on this Shavatulya Sharira and its enjoyments and the glow and glorification that uh, we draw from this ahankara and its interactions. We get engrossed in this Vishaya Samsarga. And then he says, even in Naraka, when there is the Yatanamaya Deha, which is going between two Yatanas, it feels sense of relief. And when the Yatanamaya Deha is rejuvenated, they feel Sukha also. Meaning, sense of relief and this transitory Sukha, even in Naraka you can get. That which you can get even in Naraka, we spend so much of time, energy, resources into this world interacting, trying to find these pleasures which fulfill or we think that it fulfills the ego and its sense of existence. And this is a very, very deep concept. Though on one side we say we are sadhakas, we are doing the sadhana, but when things happen where my personal ego does not get validated, satisfied, authenticated, we start doing the Bhairava Tandava. The ego starts going through these loops. We forget for a very good chunk of this Vedanta or this Bhagavad Shastra that we are studying, where it is talking about trying to transcend it. Instead of trying to transcend it, even the field of the samskara yukta sadhana patha, we use it for doing the the fulfillment of this ego only. That is how strong is your Maya Shakti, Prabhu, that we are engrossed in this kind of environment. Buddhi is completely stupefied with this Maya and engrossed in it. Bhagavan, it is only with a great blessing, the 10th sloka, it is only with a great blessing that we get this opportunity to be in that environment wherein we have the sacredness to even think of your holy feet and do the dhyana of it. This kind of opportunity, which is taking us to our Nijananda Swarupa, that which is our true glory, true asset, even Brahmaji also doesn't get. That opportunity human being has. And those who even reach to Brahmaloka, they are like on the sword's edge, that one little truti, they can be cut from there and they fall back. To transcend even that, we have this opportunity here in this human birth. Therefore, O Prabhu, I earnestly pray unto you. Bhaktim, 11th shloka, Bhaktim muhuh pravatam tvayi me prasangaha. May my heart be filled with bhakti. And how can it be filled with bhakti? He says, whenever we are surrounded by Mahatmas whose mind is reveling and constant chintana of that Bhagavad Bhakti and his Leela Prasanga, may I have the opportunity to be in their Sangatya, in their association. That is the only way to develop Bhakti. And that is what Gurudev in his vast wisdom and compassion, they said that can be created through these little groups everywhere, wherein we all come together and raise ourselves to be in that satsanga, which has become a movement. So even Dhruva is asking, may I have the blessings of this satsangati, and may I constantly drink the nectar of Bhagavan's Katha Sudha. Katha Sudha, the glories of Bhagavan and the nectarine quality of it, may I be intoxicated into it with this satsangatya. And once the mind is intoxicated with that, it will only see the entire prapancha as your leela, your expression, and your very presence, rather than running after it as though a mad dog running after nothing. Hey Bhagavan, you are that which expresses in the form of Pashu, Vriksha, Parvata, Pakshi, Sarpadi, Deva, Daitya, Manushya, Ityadi. And you are far beyond all of this, which my Vani, which my speech cannot express. Kalpanta etadakhilam jatarena grinhan shete puman. Now you are that one who is the adhara for kalpa, the whole cycle of kalpa after kalpa after kalpa. You are the only adhara. There is nothing else. And to such one who is the adhara, from whose garbha Brahmaji takes forth the shape in the lotus, to such Bhagavan, Garbhe Dhyuman Bhagavate Pranatosmi Tasmai. To such Bhagavan, I offer my salutations in utmost humility. Who is Bhagavan? Bhagavan is that expression of that Paramatma where there are these 6 qualities. Like Dhanavan. Dhanavan means the one who is endowed with Dhana. Balavan. Balavan, the one who is endowed with Bala, strength. It is called Vatup Matup Pratyaya, which is added to the word. Vatup becomes Van, Matup becomes Man. Say Buddhi, the one who is endowed with intelligence, Buddhiman. Similarly, here, when there are rules for both Vatup and Matup, but here, Bhagavan, Bhagavan meaning the one who is endowed with Bhaga. Bhaga is defined as 6 qualities. Aishwaryasya samagrasya dharmasya yashashriyah jnana vairagyayoschaiva shannam bhaga itirina. These 6 are called Bhaga. Aishwaryasya dharmasya yashashaha shriyaha jnana vairagya. So Bhagavan, you are the very embodiment of these 6 great virtues, and that glow, unto that glow, that which you are standing upon, I bow to those feet. that buddhi, which has the capacity to be the witness of everything, and then finally merge into that greatest sakshi of everything in this. Hey Bhagavan, this jiva, not understanding this little key which is embedded right here, keeps running out in the world searching for that very thing out there. May I have the blessings to recognize your very presence in this buddhi. May my heart be filled with bhakti. That buddhi is, it's like, hydraulic effect. If the heart is pumped with bhakti, the buddhi is pushed, ushered. You get the picture? So it is pushed. I mean, there are so many examples, all are food examples that are coming in my head. If there is a vada and you pour that sambar or rasam and it floats up. Similarly, the buddhi, which because of the baser samskaras or vikaras that we have, it sinks. But when it is pumped with that bhakti, it elevates and reaches to its highest witnesshood, where we can witness you right in this sukshma buddhi. May my heart be filled with that bhakti for this yajna adhisthata Vishnu Rupa of yours. And then he says, Bhagavan, you are like the cow that will protect the calf even if there is a tiger or a lion that comes to snatch it away. The cow that protects that calf in utmost danger and then feeds that calf the milk. Such similar is your presence towards every single being, however tiny, small that being may be. You provide directly to their mouth. Meaning you are bhukti mukti pradatacha. To such one, these salutations are being offered. Now, listening to this beautiful stuti of Dhruva, Bhagavan is Vismita. There's a smile on his Bhagavan's face. Bhagavan is very deeply touched by this stuti. Then he says, Hey Dhruva, I understand the one desire with which you have come to do this tapas and sadhana. And you have done severe tapas that many who have been trying to practice fail to achieve, accomplish. You have done it with that kind of dedication. I give you the vara, the status which no one else will ever find ever in this creation. You're asking for the pada of being on the seat of your father. I give you, like you ask this much to Bhagavan, Bhagavan will like fill it up there. I think I've said this before. The closest that we can find somebody who is of this nature of giving, I think, is the mother. you try go take some whatever sweet or in while growing up, the nuts, the kaju, badam, and such things, they were used only in the festivities. Or we ghee mein tal ke to put it as the garnish. And we as kids, and who doesn't like it? We as kids specifically liked it more. And mom's job was to keep it in the most hidden, unreachable, so that it is there when it is required. So we would find techniques to climb those shelves and find that particular dabba and take everything and take a fistful. One day, seeing that effort of mine, mom was standing there. I don't know how they have those antennas. So she was there. And she watched. Climb, take, get down, open. And as I opened and turned, I saw Pratyakshavatara. It was more like an amusement on the face rather than the Bhadrakali avatar. So she said, give it here. So I gave. I mean, no more, trying to give excuse. And after having taken, she put her fistful. And if I had taken, it would have been just a tiny little fist, whatever comes in that fist. With her fistful, now I had to take two handfuls, and it filled both pockets. Remembering that, Bhagwan is like that. You ask tiny, he'll give you that much more. Says, I'll give you that pada. And that pada will be recognized by your name. It will be called the Dhruva Loka. Even the Sapta Rishis will be, circling around it. And when you will fulfill the responsibility here, you will be seated in that Dhruva Loka because you have asked for the highest, and that highest shall be given as a pada to you. Now, Dhruva was very happy. He prostrated to Bhagwan, and as he saw, as he stood up, he saw Bhagwan on the Garuda directly leave, right in front of his eyes, disappear. Now Maitreya Ji says, now this is the most important part that most of us don't study when we talk about Dhruva Charitra. Here Maitreya Ji says, though this Balaka, who with his very intense tapas had the very darshan of Bhagwan right in front of him, his sankalpa for which he had started all this, that was fulfilled. But there was something missing. That joy, he was not at peace. He was not joyous. Vidurji is surprised. He says, Sudurlabham yat paramam padam harehe. He got this rarest of the rare opportunities to be in presence of Bhagwan, and he had a conversation with Bhagwan. Bhagwan touched him and he blessed him profusely, and still you say that he was not feeling kritartha. Why? So Maitreya Ji says, his heart was pierced by the very harsh words of his mother, which generated this sankalpa, this vasana for this particular desire to be on the highest position. बेटा कुछ बन के दिखा, एक पोजीशन में बैठ. He also is a position. So he went. He says, though he reached to that position, Dhruva himself will explain, it is like you go to the richest person, and that richest person has opened the entire treasury for you to take whatever you want. Whatever you want. And we come back with peanuts. Time pass mungfali. And that day when we realized that how much of a great opportunity that it was, and we lost that opportunity for peanuts. The key, pay attention, the key is, what is it that we have to ask? It is like, Bhagavan, all of this is yours. I am not interested, I don't want. All that I want is you. All this is yours, but only thing that is mine is you. और कुछ नहीं चाहिए, nothing else. So Dhruva, he says that Sanakadi, in the 30th shloka, that Sanakadi rishis that who have done such tivra tapas and had Bhagavan and had the ultimate, that Bhagavan Shri Hari came right in front of me. My heart was filled with one vasana. Pay attention. Huh? My heart was filled with one vasana, and it was distracted by that vasana, that when Bhagavan Sri Hari was there, what a murkha jiva that I am. Hata punya swabhavaha, the one who has lost his punya. That Bhagavan was there right in front of me, who could have blessed me for the highest. I asked for this, which when you zoom out and see, even that is temporary. What did I end up asking? हिंदी में गाना है ना, क्या से क्या हो गया. I had that sacred opportunity and I wasted it on this. In the 31st shloka he says, Aho batama mamanatmyam mandabhagyasya pashyata bhavachchidah padamulam gatva yache yadantavat. Bhagavan could have given me that which is my essential nature, the most permanent, the only permanent. What did I ask? Instead, I asked that which was nowhere close to permanency. What a mandabhagya that I am. That Bhagavan who would have given Swarajyam Yachato Maudhyan Mano me bhikshito vata Ishvarat kshina punyena Palikarani vadhanaha. He's saying the same thing. The example is, you go to a Samrat Chakravarti Dhanavan who can give you everything, and you ask for peanuts and come back. What kind of a mandabhagya that I am. that I have had the opportunity of Narad Ji come directly and guide me with the highest tool and technique and key. I think I have not been the greatest student of Narada who used that key for a paltry, silly little thing. This is the lakshana of a good student, a great bhakta. Though he missed the opportunity. For us who, for us who Bhagwan, puja, archana, aradhana, japa, tapa, dhyana, ityadi is a part of a schedule, not the priority of life. For us whose heart is filled with all kinds of vasanas, all kinds of fame, glow, recognition, validation, pat on the back, feel good factors, इतना सारा ढेर सारा कचड़ा से कचड़ा भरा हुआ है. We all go to Bhagavan. But what are we asking from him? Everything except Bhagavan. Bhagavan is saying, पूछो मैं भी तुम्हारा हो सकता हूं. नहीं, I'll pass. Give me these things. गाड़ी दो, एरोप्लेन दो, दिनार दो, डॉलर दो, पावर दो, कंट्रोल दो, लाइमलाइट दो, स्पॉटलाइट दो. Every time I turn that spotlight on this Zoom, we keep asking for such things. He immediately recognized his fallacy. With this thought in his mind, he started walking back home. When Uttanapada, there will be dutas. So they, in the fastest horse, reached Uttanapada and said, your son is coming out of the forest and he looks such amazingly glowing. Uttanapada's heart started racing. Akarnyatmaja mayantam samparetya yatha gatam rajana shraddhade bhadram abhadrasya kuto mama. There is this excitement that my son is coming back. It's almost like somebody if got the news that who has gone to Yama has come back. It was like that for him, that he lost hope. Now that son is coming back. So he took, but he remembered immediately that Devarshi Narada had promised that he will come back. So he was excited. He called for all the retinue of people, all the great people, all the panditas, all the brahmanas, took the best of the chariots and rushed to the outside of the entrance of the city. There were, people with shankha, bheri, all kinds of musical instruments, shubhavadya. And they started blowing the conch and playing the drums along with them. There was Uttama, Suruchi, Suniti, all of them also arrived in that chariot. They saw this little kid who was crying and left coming back all this glow. Their hearts jumped with joy in seeing Dhruva. First, the father stepped down, went on his knees to, he has to come down to that size, right? Went on to his knees and hugged this Dhruva. Then he did, after the hug, he took the blessings of the father, touched his feet. Then he went to Suruchi, not Suniti, his mother. He went to his stepmom, did namaskara, and said, without your inspiration, I would not have done this. Thank you for guiding me right. It was not like a sarcastic mockery or anything. It was true, genuine, thanks for the inspiration, without which I would not have ever thought of this. So she also, very ashamed of what she had said or done, she also gave him a hug. Bhul chuk maaf. Everything that was said was forgiven. Then he went to his mother. Sunitirasya janani pranebhyopi priyam sutam upaguhya jahavadhim tadangasparsha nirvrata. 49th shloka. As Suniti hugged her child, that heart which was missing this Dhruva so much that she had confidently sent him to do the tapas, but she didn't know. She didn't have a live camera streaming what was happening there in the forest. She didn't know what was happening, and she was every moment eagerly waiting for this moment, and her heart knew no bounds for her joy. How joyous was she that her heart was filled with so much of vatsalya for her child. Payastanabhyam susrava, that her breast started pouring out milk for the child. That is the kind of vatsalya bhava that she was filled with for Dhruva. And everybody that had everybody that had come, they were praising this Dhruva for all his accomplishments and what they had heard about his accomplishments. Dhruva took the blessings from those that he had to take the blessings from, all the elders, touched their feet. Then he went and hugged Uttama. And both of these brothers, when they hugged each other, they were still kids also, right? So when they hugged, they were missing each other. They had ashru bharita, they were weeping, looking at each other, missing each other. And as they turned and started walking into the city, everybody in the city started showering them with flowers and the Shubha Shuchaka Padartha. They started showering them by throwing it on their way. Durvankura, Pushpa, Phala, everything they started offering as Dhruva came by. Then Dhruva was taken into the palace and he was given a fresh bath, and then he went into the Rajya Sabha. There were the most softest, of course. He was in the forest with such ghor tapas that everything appeared so comfortable, so beautiful. and the whole city was, not just the palace, the whole city was decorated in welcoming this great Dhruva. Now, what happened to this Dhruva after he came and settled in? That is given in the next, though it was already predicted to him by Bhagavan as to what will happen. But those motions of life have to happen. So what happened and how the sequence of events that chronologically happened, that is described in the 10th chapter of this canto. We will see that next week. May we be blessed with that kind of achanchala bhakti, nishtha in Bhagavan, and may we be constantly ushered into that direction. Sushma Mahika, can you unmute yourself, Amma?
Hari Om Swami.
Hari Om. Can you lead us with Hanuman Chalisa?
Sure. Sri Guru Charana Saroj Raj Nija Manu Mukuru Sudhari Baranau Raghuvara Bimala Jasu Jodaya Kupalachari Buddhihina Tanu Janike Sumira Pavan Kumar Balabhuti Pitya Dehu Mohi Haru Kale Sabikar जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपी सतिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ ब्रज और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि पुर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोज सगावे असका श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिखाते कभी कोपित का सकै कहाते तुम उपकार तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्त्र जो जन पर भानु लीलो ताहि मधुर फल जानू अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपे तीनों लोक हाकते कापे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा, तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे, अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई, और देवता चित्तन धरे, हनुमत से ई सर्व सुख करई, संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा, जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाही, जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई, जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा, तुलसीदास सदा हरिचेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा, पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसव सुर भूप, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।
धन्यवाद माते।
हरि ओम।
Let us conclude with the Shanti Patha. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaः, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shant Shant Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Take care everyone and see you in